going on?
Goals. Heavy.
No
Heavy.
way!
Heavy. No.
Archive, mate. I need to wet myself.
Holy moly!
Just getting in there.
Oh my god!
Okay, right.
I love Garrett machines. I've always had Garrett machines.
I mean, it's an easy way if you've got a copy. You also have these listed. And Kaylee, I'm sure you know about the tail on it is, and it's the 18 Pro. That's good. That's what it is. Yeah, and I think Dave and Luke done very well on that.
So you can see we just come up on his van.
It's Thursday, and it's 8 o'clock, and it's the Big Detecting Show with me, Dave Sadler, awaiting Adrian to come home from taking his son to hospital, and without Luke, so all on my own. But I have two lovely guests with me, so we'll bring them on screen straight away. Good evening, Pete Turrell.
Good evening, Dave. How are you?
I'm marvellous. And good evening, Miss Helen Chamberlain. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Marvellous to have you both with us tonight. Bear with me, because we know it's all going to go Pete's tongue, and I won't know what I'm on about at some point. But anyway, it's Black Friday for a start, Pete, and you have not been able to be busy to a degree, haven't you?
No, I've been stuck in my home office here for today's the 10th day, so I managed to catch COVID. So 1 minute to midnight tonight, I'm leaving the house. I don't know where to or what for, but I'm leaving.
To work, to pack boxes?
No, I'm not that eager to get out now. But I will be leaving to do something. I'm bored of being stuck at home. But yeah, no, it's Black Friday. Well, tomorrow, but Black Friday has become Black Friday weekend to Black Friday week to Black Friday 8 days. before long, it would just be Black Friday every day. But yeah, it's been busy.
So I take it as soon as you're out of the house and to work, you're there for the foreseeable.
Yes.
Ouch.
That's it. Done.
Ouch.
Until January. Calms down in January. Yeah.
Ouch. But then you've got your January sales, surely.
I can't afford January sales. We've given all that stock away this week. Got nothing left.
Helen, it's a pleasure having you on with us tonight. Thank you for joining us. It's going to be great to chat to you, and I'm sure there's going to be lots of questions for you. We've even got people here from Russia now. I can't honestly pronounce his name because it's in Cyrillic. I think that's the correct pronunciation. But hello, that person from Russia. Does anybody know any Russian? Do you know any Russian, Helen?
No, I know one Russian person, Anastasia Dobromoslova. She's the dart player.
Yeah. Look at her dropping names already.
But I don't know any Russian. That's it. I know one Russian person.
I think Da is yes, and that's about it.
What is Kanchelskis from?
So, yes, Big Detective Show here every Thursday night. Don't forget to subscribe to our new YouTube channel, which will be migrating to very, very soon. And hopefully Adrian will be with us. His son, sadly, he's had to go into hospital. His name's Alex. That's easier. Hello, Alex. And apparently Kerry's going to teach me Russian.
Come on.
I'll find someone in work. There's a Latvian in work that's close to Russia. And
Sorry about that.
Oh, who's this?
Yeah, this is Spud.
Hello, Spud.
He's my old man, Jack Russell. He's 14 and a half.
Sadly, I had a bad incident last night, Helen. I had to take my 15-year-old to doggy heaven last night, unfortunately. So that's why I've got bags under my eyes.
Sorry about that.
As well as I'm getting old. Not as old as Pete. Nice. How old are you, Pete?
It's a very personal question.
I'm a very personal person.
41.
I hate you.
Not very kind, is it? Come on, as a bear. What are we, 5 minutes in?
I don't really hate you. Oh, we got someone from Illinois as well. Gibby's Treasures from YouTube. No need
in your world, Dave. Let me do the Adrian role.
What's been happening? Nothing really. I don't think. I've been to work a lot. Oh, I went to see Ghostbusters because them nice chaps, Aaron and Adam, waxed lyrical about it.
How was it?
I wish I hadn't gone, to be honest.
Really?
I had expectations that were sky high, and it was nice for the novelty factor, and that was about it.
I've heard a couple of reviews on it, and neither of them were that good. They were saying that if you remember the original one, this one just talks about the original. You get bits of the original one dropped in as you're watching it, but it's not funny. I've been told it's not funny at all. Not really, no. Yeah, I think everything that you see in a trailer is the complete action sequence from the film itself. So sit around and watch. Wait till it comes out on some blag site. Wait till it comes out on Amazon next year. Yeah, that's disappointing, isn't it? It was, especially for people of our age group who grew up on it. Mine and Pete's anyway, because you're obviously a lot younger. Nope, I'm. See what I've done then, Pete? Joking. It doesn't wash with me anyway. I'm 47. You can't be older than me. I'm 54. Shut the front door. And guess what? I'll be 55 next year. That's just made me feel worse because I look like this. I'm the only one not representing. I'm the only one not wearing. Does this complete the trilogy? Yeah. Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah, look. No, yours is a bobble, isn't it, Dave? Or have you taken the bobble? No, I have to take the bobble off, but don't forget I am a bobble-headed idiot, apparently. Well, there is that. There is that. Oh, so no. I'm going to start asking Helen some questions, Pete, if you don't mind, because it's
I'll just sit back and.
Well, you know. Oh, I do this every time.
like I've never been on television before. I've straightened it the wrong way 4 times now. Like I don't know how this works. Right there. Is that better?
That's yeah,
God,
that's about right. Let me just let me rule. Yeah, that's fine.
Pete, you owe me.
Yeah, I can hear the email landing with your feet on.
So, Helen.
Yeah.
I met you for the first time back in July. Didn't actually realise it was you until I said to Pete, "What was that lady's name?" It was Helen. Helen what? Helen Chamberlain. What? So anyway, that's by the by. I know you from Soccer AM. You've been on lots of other things, sport related, media related, etc., etc. What brought you into the hobby of metal detecting?
So I got my first machine when I was about 11 or 12. I asked for one for Christmas and got one. Very basic. I just remember having 2 knobs. So I'm guessing one was on and volume, or maybe it was just on, off and volume. I don't think there was anything else to it. Yeah, and my best friend got one as well, and we just went off. I don't remember. I mean, it was a long time ago, but I didn't really find anything. We just used to go around street. I'm from Street in Somerset, and we just used to go around Street Football Club and just dig up. I mean, even then, just dig up ring pulls, just all day, just dig up ring pulls and bits of foil. But I did. My uncle lost his wedding ring when he was the head gardener at Showerings, which is a big company. They were in Shepton Mallet that make Britvic drinks. And he was the head gardener there, and he lost his wedding ring. And I had to go and he asked me to go metal detect and find his wedding ring. Didn't find it, though. Didn't find it. So yeah, my history with the hobby goes back a long way. But then there was a massive gap until I got back into it. Where's everybody gone?
You're on solo screen on your own.
Don't like it. I can't see anyone. I was like, ooh, has something happened? Am I talking to myself? I'll tell you what, I'll get to the end of the story and then I'll ask where everybody's gone. So yeah, that's not a good one. There was a big gap until I moved to where I am now. This is a 400-year-old cottage in Surrey. And I've got 6 acres here. And when I moved here about 15 years ago, I started to think there's parts of this house, the other end of the house is 400 years old. I want to know what's round here. I want to know if there's anything about. So again, I asked for a metal detector for Christmas, got one. It wasn't from LP though, was it, Pete?
No, it wasn't.
No, he saw the sticker on the bottom of it and peeled it off.
On your gator, isn't it? I branded your gator.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so I asked for a metal detector for Christmas and I got a Minelab Safari. But the thing is I'm one of those twats. I don't read instruction manuals. So I just switched it on. And I've got underfloor heating. I forgot about this. So there's obviously so I switched it on and it just went off in all directions. And I just started stabbing buttons. And then I went out in the garden and again it just went off. I likened it to, strobe lighting at a disco. It just went off and it didn't matter. And then I started pressing buttons and then I got nothing. And obviously what had happened is what I realised now is just outside my back door into the garden, it's just really trashy, really, 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 really trashy. So it was just grunting the whole time. So then when I switched it to just coin and jewellery, there was nothing. So I just thought it had gone wrong. I thought, I don't know what I'm doing. So I kind of put it away again and then got it out years later when YouTube was the kind of place that you because when YouTube started it wasn't the kind of place you went to for tutorials on things. And then a few years later I realized actually I can learn how this thing works without having to read that stupid manual, because nobody reads the manuals for anything, do they?
Not me.
No, me either. So that was it. And then so when I got the machine back out, the mice had chewed through the cable, the charger. So I had to find one. And that's where Mush comes in, because I bought some stuff off him and then something went wrong, so I just sent it back. And can I do a swear? Can I do a swear?
You can swear.
Okay, so what happened is my pinpointer went wrong, and I'd been farting about with it for about an hour because it went wrong. It just started making a crazy noise. So anyway, I came in, I changed the battery on it, and then it worked for a minute, and then it went wrong again. And then I messed about with it, and it worked for. I mean, it's a sealed unit, so the only thing you can do is change the battery on it. There's nothing else you can do. So anyway, I kept messing with it, and it just kept going wrong. So I sent it back, and anyway, Pete phoned me up. And I didn't know him, he didn't know me. He phoned me up. He said, "Oh, hello, is Helen? Yes, this is Pete here from LP Metal Detecting. Yes, we've had your pinpointer back, and we can't find anything wrong with it." And these are my exact words to him. I fucking knew you'd say that. And luckily, he laughed. Because I just knew what was coming next. And I said, no, I messed with it. It works for a minute and then it doesn't work. But he said, look, don't worry about it. This is when I realized he was an okay bloke, because he said, all right, don't worry about it. He said, I'm just going to send you another one.
Do you think he was scared because you shouted at him and said,
no, exactly.
Fucking you?
Dave, the true story is I could just tell she was going to be one of those customers. And it's just easier just to throw a new one at her to make her go away. And then she's hung around.
That's just so mean, because I just knew, because it would work for a minute and then it would stop working. I knew that they would get it back, switch it on and go, yeah, that works. Don't know what she's on about. Yeah, bugger off, it works. I thought they were going to send it back to me. So that's what I've just said. Fucking knew you were going to say that.
So she's another classic case of Stockholm Syndrome then, Pete.
Yeah.
Don't be mean.
No, so that's where it all came about in terms of Helen and I conversing, and then Helen suggesting that asking why we didn't have a YouTube channel.
Well, I tried to look him up. So I tried to find, I thought the band have a YouTube channel, and I found loads of people who were sponsored by LP. So I said, why don't you have a YouTube channel? And he said, well, we, thought about it and toyed with the idea and that. And I said, well, look, I'm getting back into it. And I said, I'm happy to do some bits and pieces. But the problem is Pete's really laid back and I'm really late. No, I'm not lazy, but we've been threatening to do a lot of stuff for a long time. We managed to get Detectival together because he could just sit in a chair and look at his phone. And I went off with Ash and we actually filmed. That's where I met you. We filmed in and around. So without doing any detecting ourselves, because I wanted to meet all the people. And I did. And so that's the thing that we've successfully uploaded to YouTube. Everything else we've been out and found absolutely
nothing.
Bugger all.
No, actually, you're wearing something that you found. Yeah.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got
Oh, look at me forgetting how it works again.
Look at Helen showing us a ring.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about that then, Helen.
It's a nothing. But we got really excited because a friend of mine knew somebody who owned Hanworth Park, the dilapidated estate at Hanworth Park, which is in Feltham. So basically, the history on the place is nuts. It was Henry VII who acquired it, and then it became Henry VIII's actual residence, and it burnt down. And then they rebuilt what's still standing there now, but in a different location. And this guy owns this thing, and it's all derelict. And apart from Hanworth Park, you can go. It's got football pitches on and stuff. And he said, "Oh yeah, fill your boots. Yeah, go around there, go metal detecting." So we did, going, oh my God, like this is Henry VIII's place. There's 56 acres here. Like my head was falling off going, we're going to go back every day for a week. And when we turned up, it turns out the bit that he owns is the dilapidated house and about a quarter of an acre, which is just Harris fenced off. So it was basically like being in somebody's back garden with guard dogs. And security had to let us in and stuff. But you know, as always, we had a nice day. I dug up a silver bracelet and this ring, which is just it would have been gilded, but but it just fits. Oh, but I put it so when I dug it up, I put it on and just went, oh, okay. And then put my gloves back on. And then 10 minutes later, I had a target. And Pete was with me, and he had the pinpointer, and we've narrowed it down to this little pile of spoil. And Pete's and he's pinching bits off. It's still pinching bits off, and this spoil is getting smaller. You know what's?
I was getting really irritated as well. So I couldn't find it anywhere.
It's really tiny, and I'm going, well, it's in here, and I'm not giving up. And then I went, oh fuck, I've got that ring on. Took my glove off, and I had the ring on. And in fact, the signal was still down the hole, and it was nothing. But yeah, we only had that little bit. And we'd been sitting there, we'd been going over the maps the day before, and we'd been looking up all the history of it and got really excited. And even Pete said, if we don't find anything here, we're going to give up because this is prime. And yeah, it was a little, but I still enjoyed it. I still had a good day, but it was a bit disappointing.
Yeah.
Was there any age to the silver bracelet?
No, I think it's like, I don't know, looks 80s to me. Looks like the kind of thing that the kids were wearing in the 80s.
Yeah, you found a BA necklace thing as well. BA Baracus.
Oh, I chucked that in the bin the other day. Yeah, it was, like some big, but that was just a bit of trash.
It didn't have Jim will fix it on it at all, did it?
No.
Can't...
You're swearing. I could talk about Jim will fix it.
Nope.
Yeah, so we've now got a couple of £1,000 worth of camera equipment.
God, I know.
And no videos. The only video we've made, we weren't even detecting. So yeah, that's our YouTube career kind of summed up.
Yeah, well, also Pete won't go out in the cold. Pete won't go out in the rain. So
why would I do those things?
So we'll be back. I say we'll be back. It'll probably
For one weekend in June.
It will be spring detectival again, I expect. Then because I came to autumn detectival and
helped us pack up.
I did actually. Pete's right, I did. Yeah, we went off and but I didn't get there. I didn't go on the Saturday. I went on the Sunday, and already people were just saying, "Oh, there's nothing about." So,
do you know, I didn't even get to speak to Pete at Detectival. I was that busy myself. I only briefly got to wave at you, didn't I, Pete?
You did.
And I didn't feel like I wanted to come down at night time and drink your beer because I felt cheeky doing that, like other people.
Oh, everyone else did.
I know, but you know, I'm not that way inclined.
YouTubers that are sponsored by our competitors, they were drinking our beer. You should see the amount of beer that our work kitchen has got in it. Luckily, none of us drink, otherwise that'd be a shambles.
There's always next year, Pete.
There is.
Or just throw a party. Shop party.
Yeah, Christmas party. Yeah.
For the staff who don't drink.
Give everybody your COVID.
Have you been safe and well with all that COVID malarkey, Alan?
Superhuman, Helen is.
Superhuman, yeah. No, I've no interest in getting involved in any of that nonsense. So, no, thank you.
I was one of the first people who bloody had it. So I'm all right now, but it's gone. In fact, it's Booster next week. So I'll be off to the Christmas markets in Manchester after that. Day off work. Pete.
Yeah.
Black Friday. What's going on with LP?
Everything. We're basically giving everything away. I'm going to have a rubbish Christmas. We've made no money. No, it's been really good. So we've basically got 20% off pretty much everything, apart from a few bits that we're not discounting, like Equinox Vanquish, a few Coil Tech Coils, gift cards, but otherwise pretty much everything is in the sale. Today we've added Simplex in, so Simplex with a Nocta pointer and 20% off. It's a great Christmas present.
Wow!
You saved me one, Pete. I need one of those.
Yeah, I thought about that earlier. I still need to sort of. Yeah. But yeah, no, there's some amazing deals on there. It's been a very popular sale, our biggest sale to date for sure. Ash in the warehouse today, because I think today actually potentially is our busiest day for shipping in terms of parcels going out. So, and I've been stuck here. So Ash, I nearly said Big Ash. I call him Big Ash because we got Big Ash and Welsh Ash. And Welsh Ash did say he wanted a shout out, so there's his shout out. But yeah, Big Ash has been in the warehouse today dealing with that, so he's been a legend. And it's his birthday today.
It's his birthday today, isn't it? Yeah.
So I feel super bad that he's worked like a trooper today on his birthday, but
on his own.
On his own.
Do you know, I'm just having a look at the site, Pete, and fair play. You know, you've got some products with a massive margin off. The Apex, for instance, nearly £100 off on the Apex.
Well, I'm
fantastic prices.
one of these people, Dave, that are really. I've had the same emails as everyone else gets this week, where you just bombarded with emails, and I hate it when you go onto a website. I'll mention the Spurs website. Big Spurs fan, up to 50% off sale. Helens gone. That's all I talk about. But I went on there yesterday thinking, oh yeah, I'll grab a few bits. It's basically all the tap that they've got left over from summer and our horrific bird kit that they can't sell. So I'm really conscious that I never want our sale just to be getting rid of the tap that we can't get rid of. So we try and put as much in as possible. There's always going to be a few bits that we can't do, but as far as possible, we don't want to use the words up to, because I hate that, because it just means there's one thing in there that's 50% and then everything else is 5%. So we try to do it as fairly as we can, and how I would want to see a sale if I was visiting it. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in there.
There is. Sure. I'm just clicking through now through the Nocta Macro selection, and yeah, you know, you can't knock any of it. Bob on.
Well, when you look at Deus with 20% off, there's massive savings on there.
Oh, hell yeah.
Deus is this week. And not even surprising, because we've got Deus 2 coming out, hopefully next month. A couple of weeks away, maybe. But it shows that there's still a real appetite for Deus. We've sold a heck of a lot this week. Really good machine. So, yeah, it's been very, very successful so far. We've still got a few days left. So the sale's due to end on Monday, but we are seeing, and you'll see on the side, Dave, there's a few things that are starting to go out of stock now. Where
yeah, absolutely.
Selling through it incredibly quickly. So not a sales spill, but I'd hate for someone to go on there Sunday to buy something and we've sold out of it on Friday, you know. So if you're thinking of getting something, not to make you buy it, but I'm doing a nice thing, Helen.
Yeah, no, the thing is, I understand what you're doing, and there's no way that you can say, if you want something, go and buy it quickly before it goes out of stock, without sounding like you're just doing a bloody sales pitch. But it is true. If you want something, I was on the Adidas site last night, and I put something in my basket, and by the time I'd gone to check out, it said this is not available anymore, and I was so pissed. Because I was just looking around everything else before I checked out. And the first thing that I put in was the thing that I really wanted. So It is true. If you want it, get it.
I don't have that problems with baskets and stuff. I impulse buy straight away. Hey, we had a comment here for you. You'll have to read that at the bottom of the screen. That's from our friend in Russia, Alex.
Hang on. Breaks all the stereotype. What stereotypes? About England. I've got to let my dog out. Victor's scratching at the door.
So, yeah, I mean, you know, Pete, this is how many years now has this Black Friday been going on?
Well, it seems to get bigger and bigger every year. It kind of came from nowhere as well, didn't it? Well, it came from the States because of Thanksgiving. And as I said earlier, Black Friday, when we first started doing a Black Friday sale, was Black Friday, and that's
just
it.
Friday, yeah. And now it starts the bloody week before.
Yeah, well, then someone invented Cyber Monday. I don't know where that came from. It is a busy online shopping day, but so Black Friday then became Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then everyone started doing it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So yeah, it's just Black Friday week now.
I thought you were going to start singing Happy Days then. Don't know where that comes from.
He's not old enough to remember that.
I do remember that. That used to be a Sunday morning program before the good stuff came on.
What, like songs of praise and stuff like that.
No, before the kids' cartoons came on, you'd always have some happy days.
I've received a book today. Have you had a look at this one yet? Oh, hold on. Let me do it. Let me do this.
Is it the Bennetts?
It's the Bennetts. Have you had a look at that yet?
I haven't. It came in whilst I've been in isolation, so I've seen us selling some, but I haven't smelt it yet. What does it smell like?
Oh, what does it smell like?
Oh, it smells like brand new book.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've got no sense of smell, so I'm not even going to smell it when I go back. But I love the smell of a new book.
just keep one wrapped.
Yeah.
Don't let anyone have it. Put it on my desk. Leave it there. No one's opening it until he smells back.
Can I have it for Christmas, please, Pete?
Yeah, that's fine. That's an easy Christmas present done. And it's in our Black Friday sale as well, so that doesn't save me anything.
It doesn't save you anything. Yeah.
No, but what's it like, Dave, in all seriousness? Because it's been popular. We've sold a lot, but I haven't
honestly
scoot through yet.
Being at work all day and my wife at work all day, they've just gone and picked it up about an hour before the show from the post office. And it's, how many pages are we? Nearly 900 pages. Some fascinating artifacts in it. Great images. And obviously...
Show off, Dave.
What? Oh, sorry. I was reading it then. I was getting all carried away. Some fantastic images, obviously descriptions. And am I right in saying, Pete, because I haven't had a Bennett's book before, this is everything that's gone through their auctions?
Yeah, I believe so. And they take a lot of time putting these books together. And they've been really popular in the past because... which volume is this now? I can't even remember. Is this the fourth?
This is fourth edition, yeah.
Yeah. So, and the great thing is, it's with some books you'll find, and I mentioned the Sphinx book because a lot of people will buy a Sphinx book and really they don't need to then buy another one for a few years because, yeah, okay, they update values and you might get a few new coins popped in. But the big difference with the Bennetts is there's a load of new stuff in there. So it's really worth having all of them. But yeah, really good book.
Helen, have you seen this one?
It's flaring because you're on green screen, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm on. I'm using a app now instead of a green screen. Can you see it?
I'm trying to detect it. No, I haven't. It looks like you on the front.
I'll take that. These are all. Do you know? All hand-drawn artifacts. Absolutely stunning. This is a guy's years and years of metal detecting and basically all the information. And do you know what? They are. That's better. Look at them. You know, it's actually easier if I go on the website, isn't it, and share the screen.
Yeah,
I'll do that instead.
But again, it's another really popular book that's come out this year, and you're right, having those hand-drawn illustrations in there makes a nice change to just having the pictures.
It certainly does. That's better. Let me do this then. Bear with me because you know I'm a gimp when it comes to doing this. Share the screen. Wait for the screen. Come on. I'm sharing the screen myself and it's not even sharing.
Do we need to find
Luke, you come back, please. Laura, even. No one's helping me. Well, I am sharing the screen. Let me stop sharing and start again.
Oh, can I share my screen? Might be. What website's it on? Do we know?
Oh, we are. Got it. That's why I didn't see that. They are.
There we go.
Let me actually zoom in. Look at them.
Yeah, a lot of time and effort's gone into that.
Yeah.
Bloody me, yeah, absolutely. So that's and then obviously again, this is the new artifacts book from Bennett's. So it's obviously there you've got what it's called, the description of what it's like and the value of it.
It gives you the appetite as well to, when you see this stuff, to get back out there and try and find.
It does. I've been invited out at the weekend with Staffordshire Searcher Shane and his friends, but obviously with work and what have you, because I'm working on Saturday morning. But I picked that up before I opened it. I was like, yeah, I'm going.
Yeah. That's the thing. I've got something on the table that I thought maybe you could help me identify, because I keep digging them up in my back garden and I don't know what they are.
I won't be able to help you identify, but I'm sure somebody will, because I am an absolute half-wit when it comes to identification.
So, okay, so it's like a nail but not a nail, a pin but not a pin, but every single one of them has a 6 on them.
It might be a 9, that, you know.
No, I don't think it is, because there's a line underneath the 6.
Ah, right.
And also, so this is the best. This one doesn't have the pin, but that's the best. And it actually doesn't look right as a 9.
True.
It's definitely a 6. But so there's 1, 2, 3. And I just keep finding the bloody things. 4. I've got 5.
Stephen Pettican says telephone pole markers, which I could see. Which we could see. There you go, Welsh. Thank you very much.
Straight away. I've been Googling the crap out of this. Is the only thing that I've ever found that is what I call a thing. Like, it's definitely a thing, because I have 5 of them and I keep finding them, that I've Googled the crap out of. And that makes perfect sense. Who is it?
Alternate Stephen Pettican.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you very much, because it's been driving me mad.
Alternatively, it could have something to do with the devil. We just don't know.
Yeah, I thought, yeah. To be fair, when I dug up the third one, I went, ooh. Because they were quite close together, and then I found two more.
Right. Another one of my friends, Simon Dempsey, said definitely telephone pole markers, usually on the older poles.
Yeah.
And he works for BT, so he knows.
Why the hell would I have 5 of them in my back garden then?
Because the person who used to live there was a telephone pole putter-upperer, and he dropped his bag, and it was a spill. So you've actually got a hoard of 6s there. I've done well then, Pete, didn't I? Sounded dead good.
Good work.
Yeah, or maybe somebody chopped a couple of telephone poles down. And... Oh, I can hear my dogs outside. Spud's ratting. There's a rat living under the Belfast sink out in the garden, and I can hear him. But he's triggered Fanny, my other Jack Russell. She'll be barking in a minute. I apologise in advance. I've got 5 dogs. Something was always going to happen tonight. Always.
So what are they called?
So the 2 Jack Russells are Spud and Fanny. And then I've got a Romanian dog called Pudge, another Romanian called Victor. I was only supposed to be fostering him, so I kept his name Victor. So I didn't change his name. But so, yeah, Victor's outside. And then there's Kenny, who's asleep at my feet. He's Spanish, big old Spanish dog, but he's epileptic. I can hear Fanny now. Oh. She's off.
Normally, if me and Adrian were on the show together, then, Pete, there would be all sorts of things going on just from that one sentence.
Yeah.
Thankfully, there's only me, and it's going to be left there. I'm actually learning Romanian in work.
I've had her for 11 years. I've done all the jokes. I've done all the Fanny jokes, because she's wire-haired as well. So I have a wiry Fanny. Done them all.
I'm actually... getting taught Romanian in work from some of the lads I work with. I work at JCB, and sadly, I can't speak to your dogs because they'd probably bite me for what I say to them.
Righto. Oh, God.
We just won't go there.
No. But it's funny.
So,
the jokes are endless, and it's funny. Yeah.
What's happening in your career at the moment, Helen?
Oh, I retired like 3-4 years ago, because I live on a small holding and I just filled it up with animals. So when people say to me, what do you do now? I said, well, I don't work, but I'm busy all day, every day, because I don't get up crazy early. I've got about 100 animals here, but probably 90, 80 of them are chickens. And there's oh god, and the ducks and geese, and I've got sheep and llamas and alpacas and racehorses and a donkey and a miniature Shetland and
Pig.
Llamas and a pig. I've only got one pig left now. Yeah. And rheas, which are a member of the ostrich family.
I know them.
Yeah.
I had to go and help somebody with a nature reserve, pick some up once in the back of a van.
Oh, they're mad.
Terrible experience.
Yeah, I fully support that. They are unherdable, and they don't settle. They don't just sit down. I fetched a box full of them from Glastonbury before, and they just kicked and thrashed the whole way home. They all managed to escape.
They don't smell very nice in the back of a van either. They do let out a lot of obscene smells. Anyway.
Pete, when are we out digging again?
I was about to ask that myself. When are you out digging again?
When the sun comes out. When the thaw happens.
You are such a lightweight. You're such a lightweight. All right, give me and Welsh Ash the equipment then, because we'll go without you, and then you'll miss out, and you'll be all boo-hoo. Oh, I want to come to. But me and Pete, when we went on a dig, because I was moaning like mad. Pete said, "Okay, there's a dig this weekend. Come on, let's go." And then everyone else took off over these fields, and about 3 hours later, we were only about 30 feet from our cars.
We just spent the whole time just chatting and ambling around,
because we're just like
not really doing anything.
Well, because he's done it all of his life, so he's like, "Yeah, come on, let's go." And then we both got about 30 yards, and then sat down for a bit, drink, sandwiches, and biscuits, and then a bit more. Everyone else had done like about 16 acres, and me and Pete had done about 30 foot. But some of the best finds are back in the car park, aren't they? How many times do you hear that when everybody's getting back in their car and somebody go, "Oh, someone's just found a gold ring over there," or something, like right next to their car where they parked?
There was a horde on a metal detectives rally a few months ago, right at the back of someone's car.
Yeah, there you go.
I can't even find one in a normal day. You keep mentioning obviously the content from the LP thingy, so I'm just going to go briefly play. Oh, how do you do it now?
We haven't got anything.
Share screen.
Just that one video.
We've got such a great video. Right. Okay. So the best thing that we did was Spring Detectival, when Pete wasn't with us. Because he was looking after his stand. So we actually got uploadable content when he didn't come.
Actually, you know how he always complains about being cold? I think he was too hot and he was sitting in the shade, actually.
Oh, that was a really hot day. It was really hot.
That was the day England were playing, weren't it?
Yes.
No, they played on Sunday.
Oh, yeah. It was that weekend, though. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was Saturday night, because didn't Mark put it on the big screen?
No, it was definitely on the Sunday, because on Saturday, Torquay United were in the playoff semi-finals. And I said to Pete, "I'm not coming to Detectival unless you set up something so that I can watch Torquay." I'm a Torquay United fan. Unless you set something up. So when I arrived, there was a chair and a laptop and the game all set up for me. And I said, "I'm not doing anything for 90 minutes. I think I did a little bit beforehand. We knocked off the intro and a few bits and pieces. And then I sat on my bum for 90 minutes, watched Torquay win 4-2, although we lost playoff finals, and then cracked on for the afternoon. So that's why I was in such a good mood, because football. And then I came back on the Sunday and sat in the Searcher tent and watched the England game.
Right.
Yeah. I remember.
You are right, because I now remember I actually drove home and listened to it on TalkSport. I remember.
I know I'm right.
Now, this video is what obviously Helen and Ash did at Detectival.
I I am in it somewhere.
Oh no!
Turkish Delight.
Yes, no, we hear your voice because you trailed after us for about 5 minutes when there was nobody around, and Pete said, "Go and talk to the stallholders. Go and talk to the stallholders." And I thought, I don't want to talk to the stallholders. And he and so I asked you to buy me some Turkish Delight, and you never did.
No.
You do realise that from that video as well, Adrian decided to start using the "What do you take in your packed lunch?"
Whoa.
And from your questioning me, it developed into our own video is what is your favourite hob on the stove? Which we ask quite regularly now. So that was off the back of that as well. Anyway, so this...
Yay!
Let's have a brief look at this.
Get Digger Dawn up. Digger Dawn's the best one. Oh, I loved that Jack Russell. There she is. My hero, Digger Dawn. Hey! Takes a while to get into. This is just the intro.
And seeing it's the only video we've ever done, I think it's quite good.
And it's had 3,500 views.
Yeah, which ain't bad, seeing we got less than 1,000 subscribers.
And that's LP metal detecting.
Yeah.
Look at that opening shot right in front of the toilets. This guy was great. Because when I asked the question, what's the one thing that you need to call yourself a proper detectorist? And because the gag was, whatever people said, I went, no, you're wrong. It's camouflage. And said this guy, what's the thing that you need? And he went, a cheese board. This is what I love about talking to the general public is you can never tell what people are going to say. You ask somebody a question, what's the one thing that you need to call yourself a proper detectorist? And you think people would go from anything to, from the obvious, a metal detector, right through to some people were saying a pinpointer, like metal detecting. Emily said, oh, you've got to have clothing that the pockets are full of mud, so for people doing the obvious to people thinking about it, and then some guy turns up and says a cheese board. It's just brilliant. He was great. Bartholomew. I couldn't say it then. Look at him. He looks good. He looks great. Looks like he's about to take over the world. It was quite early on, so we didn't get many fines because we did this quite early on Saturday. So obviously people weren't back yet with their stuff, but
it was a good weekend, that one. The weather was awesome, and there was some nice finds, and that was, I don't know if you remember it like this, Dave, but this was my first outing post-COVID.
Yeah.
There was everyone had a great spirit and was just happy to be out the house and seeing everyone again. So, it was a really
absolutely. But I also think some people still didn't know actually what to do in public and stayed at the tents because they didn't want to mingle because they didn't know if they could or not.
Yeah, it was really weird because we didn't know what we should be doing, shouldn't be doing. I think we went a little bit over the top, which is the right thing to do if you're not sure.
Yeah.
But it was just, it was a weird event, but really, really good to catch up with everyone again after coming off the back of COVID.
There was Pete in the background then.
Was I sat down?
Listen.
No, you were stood up.
Listen, when Emily's on screen, believe me, absolutely nobody's looking at Pete. These guys are great.
Yeah, you're always going to get good content out of those two.
See this man there, Stephen Shedican? That's the person who told you what your 666s were.
Oh, yeah, well, I know him. Thank you.
There's me and Niall going paddleboarding now.
Yeah.
Apart from me, I didn't go paddleboarding.
There's Emily with her fines. Digger Dawn. She was the one that said she liked scampi fries. She liked a bag of crisps with her sandwiches. can't believe we're sat here watching this in silence. But yeah. So come on, Pete, when are we going to get back out? And you told me, you see, look, all these lies that you spin the girls. Oh, I've got loads of permissions. Oh,
Well, I have.
permissions.
The problem is, so
Permissions.
my dad had backed me up on this, that we've, over the years, Dad has door knocked and door knocked and door knocked. So those of you that don't know, we were probably one of the first people to do weekend digs way back when, in the days where the hobby was really taken off, and Dad's straight away realised that people buying detectors didn't have anywhere to use them, so created the Sunday Club, a way of getting people out every other weekend. So yeah, we've had loads of permissions over the years, but we've done it all to death. It's all been found.
So no, you see that this is one of my questions for the next Detectival. Is a piece of land ever truly done?
Oh, some of the sites we've done have been done. There's one farm. If anyone ever goes to this farm in Radley, it's in between Newbury and Hungerford. Don't even bother. It's a site where it had some hard standing. So Dad would use it every winter as the safe place to park cars. That field, I swear to God, there's no metal within 10 miles of that field. It's been done. I can guarantee that field has no metal left in it.
So, with the new technologies, like let's throw the Nocta Macro Legend in straight away, the multi-frequency machine, wouldn't that give a total new meaning to metal detecting on them sites?
No, well, yeah, it would do. But my favourite customer, I won't give his name because it would be unfair, but really, really nice guy. And he came to one of our digs one day, and I know Ash in the office will remember this conversation, but he came over to me one day and said, Pete, I've been thinking about this all week and I've come up with a theory. Is it okay if I dig a trench? Yeah, if you want, but why? Well, everyone just detects the top few inches. I'm thinking if I dig a trench, then I'll be detecting 6 inches lower than everyone else, so I'll find more. So, yeah, if that's what you want to do. So literally turned up, paid his money. We started detecting at 10. About 3 o'clock, he finished digging his trench, got his machine out of his bag, nothing, filled it back in and went home. Brilliant.
But did he dig a good trench?
Oh yeah, well it took him all day. It was good in size, but that will always stay with me because it tickled me, and it always will. They just stood there, paid his dues, dug a trench, and then went home again. But yeah, really nice customer he was.
That's one that I've not heard before. Somebody digging a trench on a metal detector
That's the
rally.
great thing about this hobby. You meet so many characters, Dave.
Oh, you do.
There's some great people in this hobby.
And I don't expect you to answer this question, but how many people are contacting you to get giveaways for their YouTube channels at the moment? Yeah, I'm even getting it, and I don't have anything. I've got LP arts, and that's about it.
I think Helen's trying to show you her fanny.
Yay!
Yeah.
If Rob Random's still in, there it is. As soon as I said Rob Random popped up then.
Yeah, no, we get those emails, Dave, incessantly, all day, every day. But
Rob Random actually said, funny, that bloke's wife went missing that week.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, so definitely some characters, but yeah, it's all good.
So when was the last time you actually went detecting, Pete? Physically?
It was probably that day we went to that manor, wasn't it?
Not probably, definitely.
No, it was, wasn't it?
Unless you've been sneaking out without
moonlighting. Moonlighting on the Regton YouTube channel.
You definitely haven't. So yeah, I've only done. So I've got 6 acres here, but I've only done half of one of my fields. I found found a buckle, just a typical buckle down at the bottom, and some musket balls. But and you know the usual Vicky pennies and stuff. But yeah, I don't think there's going to be anything exciting here. But I'm saving the rest of it, because if I go and do it myself and then find some good stuff and the boys aren't with me, it'll be a bit of a waste, won't it?
Yeah, it will.
The thing is though, is Ash is Welsh Ash is filming and stuff, but then we start tormenting Pete, so we end up abandoning the cameras and whatnot, because he'll be taking business calls every 5 minutes while we're out. So he's like, excuse me, and off he goes, and we just find stuff and start throwing it at him. Yeah. So we probably spend about an hour detecting and about 2.5 hours
abusing me physically, mentally, emotionally. And you wonder why I don't want to go detecting with you.
Yeah, tormenting.
I'm
Pete.
sure you can hold your own, Pete.
Yeah, I do all right. I can throw better. No, I can't.
Did you see the 13-year-old girl, Millie, who went out for the third time metal detecting and discovered a Bronze Age axe horn?
Yeah. Pete told me. I like those stories and I hate those stories in equal measures, because I like them because I'm always interested and fascinated what they found, how they found it, where they found it. And then on the other hand, I'm just jealous.
Yeah, I'm jealous too. 13-year-old, third eye mark detecting.
But she's been on every, I was saying to Helen yesterday, she's been on every news outlet. I was on Facebook the other day and someone had shared a link from an Australian news channel. It's definitely gone worldwide, that one.
Did you see the Roman mosaic that's been uncovered?
Yes.
So, I mean,
Beautiful.
that's beautiful. And the guy who, and he said he wants to open it up, leave it there and open it up. So a couple of times a year, people can just go and have a look at it. I think, of course, I immediately think, because it was the farmer's son, wasn't it? He was just wandering, found a couple of bits of pottery. Because I'm screaming at the telly, but have they metal detected round it? Probably they have now.
Yeah.
He was actually on with Gary Cook on BBC Radio 2 today. Very short interview from Gary. By
Gary's standards, I say this to Gaz all the time, that he never shuts up. Once he gets going, he goes. So I sat down at 1:30. It was on, where thinking, like, here comes 4 hours of my afternoon taken up listening to Gaz talk about his Bronze Age axe mould. Hopefully he's watching, because he'll get the relevance for that. But yeah, it's nice to hear him on the radio.
Well, yeah, he spoke again, and he was very, very complimentary of the metal detector. I don't know if it was because he was on the show at the same time talking with Gary, but he was very complimentary about the hobby and the things we do, and, you know, utilising metal detecting as a tool in archaeology. He was very, very complimentary. Yeah,
everyone was, apart from the one archaeologist they had on. What was her name? Sarah from Bolton. She was a cheerful lady.
But she doesn't realise that we don't take out JCBs with us to dig up massive holes.
Yeah. We've got some nice people in our hobby. I think there's some odd people in other hobbies. But okay. Archaeologists are great. I love them. They're brilliant.
I especially like the ones who live in Poland and have like a website and stuff. I love them ones. Absolutely love them.
Real cheerful people.
I've actually invited, publicly invited said archaeologist from Poland onto the show, but he doesn't think that it would be a good idea for some reason.
No, it's weird that.
Can't put him on.
He's so loved in every sphere, whether it's archaeology, detecting. He's so popular.
Donut selling. He's not Polish, he's English, but he lives in Poland.
Yeah, I don't know why he had to leave England.
No. There might be some form of pipeline to him, though. I don't know. You like that? Helen's like that. I don't know what's going on anymore. What's that about?
I just tuned out for a second. Don't worry. I was just thinking my Amazon box is on the table. I should have moved that before we went. I just noticed it in the background. I went, maybe we should have moved that.
It's a proper delightful country cottage kitchen, that, isn't it?
Yeah,
Your
this
big
was
Belfast sink and that.
this was the garage and a downstairs room as well. When I bought it, there was an internal garage, and then a galley kitchen, and then an officey room. And I smashed it all out and just made a big old kitchen there. But and then filled it up with crap, like all my stuff. Because it's not just. I think if you're interested in metal detecting, it comes with the territory that also. I've dug up bottles. When I moved here, not metal detecting, I just dug up bottles. And if I'm on the beach, my eyes are always down. I'm always picking things up, pebbles with holes in, or little shells or something. I'm just one of those, like a magpie, isn't it? You just always, it's just bits and pieces. It's everything. I don't know. I imagine most detectorists' house is just full of junk and crap and stuff, where you just old stuff, just picking things up.
It's like Mackenzie Crook, the detectorist. Every job he had was looking down at the floor, swinging something, be it a vacuum cleaner or what have you. Talking of which, Helen, if you remember, you asked me the question about that on the show.
Yeah.
And I'm in communications with his manager because he was going to be coming on the show. Yeah. Unfortunately, I was contacted a couple of weeks ago, and I've got to put that back again till next October. But I think everything more or less over the last couple of weeks has revealed that there will be. He said he's got his schedule up until next year when him and Toby are able to get together and do something. And I don't know, did you see Wurzel Gummidge on the 5th of November?
Pete told me about it.
Yeah.
Mint. I think that was a big teaser.
Yeah, they were just... for people who didn't see it, explain.
So Wurzel Gummidge and the children are talking in the bottom of the field. There's two people metal detecting and a big yellow TR7.
I thought it was quite a nice touch because obviously you didn't need to do it, but people that have watched Detectorist would have seen the relevance of it. But it was so innocuous. What's the word?
Innocuous?
In the background, way down in the bottom of the field. I thought that was really clever.
And whoever spotted it, the first person who actually spotted it and went on Facebook with it.
Yeah.
I didn't spot it first time.
I think it
around.
was Cookie, actually. I think I saw Gaz share it, so I think he was one of the first to notice it. I don't watch Wurzel Gummidge. I did when I was a kid. But...
Oh, the new one's meant. I don't care what everyone saw the snowflakes about it being hairy and fairy. It's bob on. Fair play. He's brought it back to life.
Yeah.
We got any questions in the chat, Dave?
Yes. Anyone who does have any questions that aren't funny related in the chat for Helen, please chat away. And I'll try and keep my eye out because I'm looking at everything at the minute. We do have a backup plan. Not so much a backup plan. Did you see last week's show, Pete? You did, didn't you? Did you see what we introduced at the end of the show?
I did.
The spin the coil.
Yes.
So we might go over to spin the coil shortly. And Helen, feel free to rob any of the questions.
Oh, okay. All right.
Come on, questions.
Someone in the chat that wants to know something about anything.
How many years did you actually do Soccer AM for?
It was 23 seasons, so it was nearly 23 years.
Mm-hmm.
A long time to be in the.
It is. That's madness.
Yeah, and it was one of those things that after 5 or 6 years, when it was in its pomp, I kept getting asked to do other things, and I was a bit like the Matt Letizia of Soccer AM. I get asked to do something else. I was asked to do that Fort Boyard thing that Melinda Messenger did with Leslie Grantham. And I just went, no, because there were things that I was asked to do that were really high profile in terms of they were on BBC or ITV or something, but it was only like a 6-week run. And I would have had to have left Sky to have done it.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to. I had the best job in the world. So I
The
stayed.
dog doesn't agree.
Yeah, no, that's Pudge. She wants to go outside meeting now as well, but I knew there'd be chaos. I just knew it, but I got five dogs.
This is not chaos. This is very, very well subdued for the show.
Right.
How long did you do the big breakfast for?
Oh, I was only just a guest host for a week when I think it was Lisa Tarbuck was on holiday. So yeah, they just asked me. They just used to get somebody different in to when people went on holiday. So yeah, it's just a week.
I won't read that one out. What is your best or favourite metal detecting find?
Do you know some people will get this and some people won't. On my second time out, I found a complete, in perfect condition, crotal bell. And it's only a plain one, but I kept seeing them. I kept seeing other people find them. And it just gave me so much joy. It's not the best thing I've ever found, but it's the thing that gave me the most joy because it was only the second time I'd been out properly out, like not round here and not when I was a kid. And the fact that when I brushed the mud off of it, I could see that it was perfect. And then, of course, I had to wait until I got home to then dig the rest of the mud out, wash it off, and then ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. And it's just, I just remember it. So I think there'll be a lot of people whose their most memorable find isn't necessarily their best find, but it was I just remember it more than anything else because I was so delighted to find it. Perfect. Of course, now I find shards of them all the time, but half of a crotal bell. Whereas I probably would have got excited about finding a squashed one or half a one, but the first one I found was perfect.
That's one more crotal bell than I found.
Oh.
Welsh Ash asks, what is your biggest checkout in a game of darts?
120 Shanghai 120. Yeah.
Hugh Davis asks, what is your bucket lister?
Oh man, I mean, I suppose it's got to be the gold coin, hasn't it? It's got to be. It's what every time you go out, every time you get that banging signal, you go, is this? Yeah. So
I'm not reading out Rob Random's. Can you see the questions, Pete? The comments?
No, I'm not looking at the chat.
Right. I won't. It's about Snog, Marry and Avoid, but we won't go there. I've got a question. Have you ever tapped up Ian Holloway to take you out metal detecting with him and his wife?
Right. There's a story. So I've known Ian for years. And when it was my old co-host, Max Rushton, he said, you need to talk to Ian Holloway. He said, because we were doing an interview with him and he was metal detecting. So I sent him a message, but it was in the middle of the Euros. And it was just like, oh, hi, Ian, I haven't spoken to you for ages. Hope you're all right. Anyway, will you come metal detecting with us, with me and Pete Nash? And nothing. And then I thought, oh, it is the Euros. So anyway, I had another go. And then he sent back, all right, Helens, he said, I'll find you the message. So basically, he's always metal detecting. It's not his hobby, it's his wife's.
Yeah.
And he actually, right, okay. It's not really me at all. It's Kim's hobby, and I go along moaning every time. So there's no way I want to do that. It's like me loving my Jaguar classic cars, and someone asks Kim to go and drive them, to go and drive one. And he says, yeah, she's in the background, been booted out, and I've nicked her favourite hobby. I'm lauding it in the limelight. So I sent back, that's both funny and tragic at the same time, but there we are. So I'll pass it on. So yes, I've asked Ian Holloway to come metal detecting, and no, he's not coming. But I tell you who has. Joe Wilkinson, the comedian, he's probably best known now for being on 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown. So if Joe Wilkinson's the guy with the beard, and he just does ridiculous stuff. So he messaged me the other day on Twitter and just said, Helen, will you come on my podcast? And I just messaged back and said, I'll come on your podcast in exchange for you coming metal detecting with me. And I just knew. He just went, yeah, done. He said, I want to do that so much. I'm Googling the gear already. And I said, don't worry. I said, Pete from LP will bring you whatever you need. And then the thing is, obviously, people who follow him and people who follow me saw this exchange because it would come up on their timeline. And people were just piling in all over the place saying, I want to see this happen. So maybe the next time we upload something, it will be me and Pete and Ash with Joe Wilkinson, and it won't matter if we find absolutely sod all. I've got a feeling we'll have content worth uploading.
Definitely.
That would be hilarious, fair dues.
Yeah, he's just so funny.
Right. I am going to now bring up the, what's it called? Spin the coil. You like this? Allegedly. Where am I
It's
now?
like proper technology.
Here we go. Look at this. Where do we do it now? Where's that? Oh, spin. There it is. So this is the Big Detective Show. Spin the coil. Helen, what's your most embarrassing clothing incident? Adrian, I wish you were here.
Hell. Okay, so obviously I don't have anything that's so embarrassing that I'm immediately thinking of, oh, there was that time when. Okay, all right. So my most embarrassing clothing incident was we always used to record a Christmas special on Soccer AM. And the first or second year or something, the producer said, all right, everybody's going to do their party trick. What's yours? And I had to think about it. And I said, I don't really have a party trick. I said, oh, hang on, I can fire eat. Which they went like, what the fuck? And I said, oh, yeah, like I can fire eat. I learned how to fire eat years ago. Okay, I can fire. So they went, okay, all right. So we'll do it properly. We'll do some music and lights and everything, and you'll fire eat. And I said, well, the thing is, I don't really have a costume. And they said, well, don't worry, we'll sort that out. When I got there on the day of recording, they said, oh, there's your costume. There was just an Ann Summers bag sitting in the corner of the studio. And so I looked at it and went, what the? Oh, because all I said, they said, what do you need? And I said, well, the only criteria is because I rub it across my belly. I said, so my belly's got to be shown, but not like a belly dancing outfit, not things with floaty sleeves and whatnot, because obviously shit will catch fire. So I looked at, and there's a fucking Ann Summers bag sat there. And I've looked in it, and there's a pair of plastic trousers and a plastic bra. When I say plastic, like that, like wet look leather, but cheap, horrible plastic. And it was just the most vile thing, and it didn't fit. And I had to then go on and try and do this firing. Now it's about me knockers popping out and the whole thing slipping down. So that's probably, it's not really embarrassing, but just that is a clothing incident that I don't care.
A, that's the best story ever. B, Adrian, thank you for putting this in. And C, Pete, please tell me your story is identical.
It's so similar. It was answer no. No, I don't really have any. I don't think.
I didn't expect you to.
Pete's wardrobe is his most embarrassing clothing incident.
What's wrong with? Look, this is on brand. Detecting camo.
I'm going to spin the wheel for Pete then.
Okay.
What's Adrian? If it's what is your favourite brand, I won't. I bet it's bound to come up. Packed lunch when detecting. There you go. He stole it. He stole it, Pete.
This is like super easy because it's whatever Helen brings me.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
So Helen, what is it?
So I always take a peanut butter sandwich for the reason being, it doesn't really have to be refrigerated. Like peanut butter is okay to sit in a bag because I might not eat it until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Whereas I think I'm vegetarian anyway, but so I normally bring like ham and tomato and mayonnaise or something. But yeah, you don't want egg, that stinks. And I wouldn't like to bring a cheese sandwich because it can get a bit sweaty, can't it? So I always pack loads of those ice things. I turn up with a huge bag there's about 15 kilos in there because
with the essentials.
I come with all the stuff. Yeah, nobody goes hungry when I'm around or thirsty. I come with all the stuff because it's not just the sandwiches. You need crisps, you need biscuits, chocolate, drinks, everything.
Well, I didn't realise I pressed it, but what's the weirdest animal that you've ever eaten?
Vegetarian.
Pete?
Do you know what? I'm a simple human being. So I suppose turkey dinosaurs. I know people eat dinosaurs. That's a weird.
He's not lying either. He is not lying.
My diet is basically that of a 12-year-old child, Dave. So yeah, I live off nuggets and turkey dinosaurs.
I would be the same if I was allowed. Chippy tea tonight, though. Yeah. Chippy tea.
Oh, chippy tea, yeah.
One for Pete.
I do like this.
Oh, my Lord. Yeah. Do it again. Come on, Adrian. How many times have you put that in?
I can see one that says Oasis or Blur.
Oh, look
at this. Psychic Lifetime here.
Fix.
Blur. Blur.
Is that a Southern thing?
No, because do you know what? When I grew up with Oasis and Blur. It was kind of my time, secondary school. I think I had more of the Blur albums than Oasis, but I probably know more of the words to Oasis songs than
yeah,
Blur.
I'd go along with that. Well, for me, taking nothing away from Oasis musically, but I can dance to more of Blur. I'm a groover.
They had more classics, didn't they? Like Song 2. Mm-hmm. I prefer Country House to Wonderwall. So yeah.
I like Blur over Oasis. I can't be doing with the Gallaghers.
Oh, Noel's funny. Noel is blisteringly funny.
You probably know him personally. I don't.
Well, I was invited to his 40th birthday party and I didn't go because I couldn't be asked.
What's up next? Where are we now?
I can see something that says pants or 100%
yes.
Yes.
100%.
Don't have fruit on pizza.
That's all three of us. No olives. Olives don't belong on anything.
No.
Correct.
Yes. Yeah.
Correct.
Which one are you? Pants or pillow? I had to explain that to me last week when that come up, to be honest.
I don't understand pants or pillow. Penny,
favourite cheese dish?
Oh,
I hate smelly cheese. So
yeah, I don't like smelly cheese.
Mine would
Me
be
too.
In order: Camembert, Brie, Dairy.
No, favourite cheese dish, Pete.
Made of cheese.
Yeah, and Pete just adds cheese to things. He does.
I have cheese on everything. Nothing is worse with cheese on.
So you can't beat mac and cheese, but I do a breadcrumb top. So there's a crunchy top with it. So, and broccoli cheese, cauliflower cheese, all
nice
good.
Quiche.
Yeah, quiche is good. Yeah.
I hope we get a detecting question come up soon.
Oh, I tell you what's the best cheese? Runner beans and cheese sauce. I had that from a kid. Where's Ash? Welsh Ash.
Why isn't Adrian on the show tonight?
No, why isn't Welsh Ash on the show tonight?
Yeah. So no, that would have been perfect. I probably got the clip on my phone.
Yeah.
You're joking. We've got an Ash incident.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Ash
I
Badger
don't care if
on-
Ash doesn't like it or not. Please send it so we can put it on the show next week.
you know
Adrian
what?
will love it.
Talk between yourselves. I'm going to find it and I'll send it to you now, Dave.
Marvelous.
Although it's supposed to go on the LP Detecting Channel Christmas special outtakes, which at the moment all we've got is the LP Detecting Channel Detectival, and then we'll just have all the outtakes where everybody's just swearing, or I'm trying to pinpoint something in my hand with a ring on. Either or, I don't mind spray, but the deodorant reminds me of one of the best not the 9 o'clock news sketches, wasn't it? Where the guy goes into a chemist and says, "I'd like some deodorant, please." And the guy behind the counter says, "Certainly, sir. Ball or aerosol?" And he says, "Neither. I'd like it for my armpits, please." I've never forgotten that. That was on the 9 o'clock news when I was about 13. And me and my friend used to go around school saying that for years and years and years. Ball or aerosol? Neither. I'd like it for my armpits. I'm trying to read these as they're going round.
Do you dream in colour?
No idea. I assume so.
Well, some people dream in black and white, oddly.
Yeah. No, I assume I dream it. Yeah, I dream in colour. Yeah.
I'm gonna have a word with Adrian about adding more detecting relating questions for this. Seeing it as allegedly a detecting related show. Yeah, we've had that, you see. Come on.
Do you know, I can see one that says your secret talent. So I guess I'd have to say fire eating again, wouldn't I?
We've had that as well.
Have you only got 10 questions on here, Dave?
I reckon so.
You should just stop.
Beach or field? There you are. That's a good one. Metal detecting.
I went down to Torquay for 5 days, took my machine and didn't use it. I really want to go. So I'll say field. I'll say field because I think the thing about the beach, the thing that stops me going to the beach is people. People going, "Oh, you metal detecting? Oh, go away. Have you found anything yet? Oh, go away." I just think people.
What's the best thing you've ever fished like the show, really, isn't it? Pete, what about you?
The detecting field, but I really fancy a beach right now, like a nice Dubai or a nice Mauritius or Barbados. That'd be quite nice.
Or with metal detecting Brett or someone. I've had that one as well.
Have we completed it? Did we get an award?
There you are. Oh no, have we had that one?
No, we haven't. A favourite
egg dish.
So this week, this is for anyone that knows me, will know that I can't cook like anything. I made scrambled egg on toast this week, Dave.
No way.
I know that's true
because he sent me the photograph of the scrambled eggs on toast.
Yeah.
Was there much black bits in it?
No, there was no shell. It was just egg with tomato sauce on some toast.
Oh, I might have dipped it.
Do you know, Pete, I can't eat scrambled egg out of a pan. It has to be out the microwave.
It was out of the microwave. I can't cook.
That's why it wasn't black.
I'm not that responsible. But look at that.
There's the proof.
That's
is.
I can't see. Hold on. Oh, look at that. Do you know that looks like something that you'd put on hairy bikers and they'd serve up to you, that with the red sauce on top. Very well done.
A restaurant would charge good money for that.
Or the one that Adrian Mole was the manager of.
You haven't buttered to the edges of your toast though, so you only
I had to rip the edge off the bread because my bread was too big for my toaster.
5 out of 10 for that.
So he's like Sinbad when it comes to doing just the middle. Oh, come on. There's a way we can. I know. Let me try resetting it.
Have we still got people watching?
Yeah. What shampoo do you use?
Do you use?
So mine is the cheap 2-in-1 Active Sport or whatever it is. That's like £1 a bottle.
Good lad.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I use that Aussie stuff. Just
Aussie stuff. Good name.
Yeah, Aussie. Yeah,
I'm going to reset this and see if that works.
just Aussie.
And we'll get the last question in. Oh, there you are. There's a good one. Weird childhood hobby. Metal detecting.
Yeah.
Fossil collecting. I used to love collecting fossils when I was a kid.
And did you travel for that, Pete? I don't actually know where you live. So were you
No,
close
so-
to beaches and that?
No, well, when I was a kid, I used to spend a lot of time with my grandparents because parents were working all the time in the summer holidays. So we used to go down to the Jurassic Coast and find loads of stuff. But also I can't remember exactly where this is, but I remember going there with a family friend who was actually a detectorist as well, Mike Bailey, not the photographer one, although he did take photos.
Bilbo.
Oh yeah, that was Bilbo. So yeah, there's a place near Oxford. I think it was near Oxford that we went. I guess it was like an old tar pit or something back in the day. But yeah. So didn't travel very far. I wouldn't go anywhere and do anything if it was inconvenient to me. But yeah, fossil hunting. That used to be my nerdy thing.
And what about you, Helen?
Don't know. I grew up in the heart of Somerset, so it was just outside all the time.
Cider drinking and
Oh yeah, when I was a child, yeah. Hang on, no, the question was weird childhood hobbies, wasn't it? So, because I had a pony as a kid, so I used to go hammering around the Somerset countryside.
you had a detector when you were a kid. That was probably quite weird to your friends.
No?
No?
I suppose I didn't know. Me and my friend had them. I didn't know anybody else who had them, but we didn't really know what we were doing. They were just kiddie machines. Do you know what? My dad told me it's still in the loft.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that machine is still in the loft because we had that down on our list of when we had our pointless brainstorming for the LP channel meeting. And we were going to pit. Obviously, Pete's got like the best metal detector that is known to man, and we were going to pit that against something that's been in my dad's loft for the last 42 years.
Your dad went detecting with you last year, didn't he?
He did. So I hadn't seen my dad for a couple of years, still lives in Somerset, and a family friend brought him up for the afternoon, and I took him metal detecting around the field, and he found a musket ball. And
was he happy with that?
Oh, he was really happy with that. He was really happy with it. I've got a fantastic picture of him looking like Mad Professor with his lockdown hair, standing in the middle of my field, grinning his head off, holding up a musket ball. That's the other thing as well, is I still love musket balls. Most detectors, we found bloody musket balls. There's just something about them. But I loved marbles when I was a kid. Absolutely loved marbles, and I think it's there's something very tactile about a musket ball.
Yeah,
So,
me too. Absolutely love them. I went out with Shane a couple of months ago and I kept finding them and he was like, musket ball. Yes, musket ball. Don't knock me.
yeah,
Love them.
I like them.
Is there any more questions in the chat, Dave?
Any more questions in the chat before we go, ladies and
Right,
gentlemen?
What, has my camera gone all blurry?
Yes, it has.
That's weird.
You look better.
There we go.
That's better.
Yeah.
Fixed it.
Balls. No. Pelican, balls. Nothing coming at the moment.
What's up, Kenny?
What does Pete swing? Says Paul Wolf.
The last couple of times I've been out, I've used, I think it was the Cruiser. But obviously I'm quite fortunate that I can pick up anything. Oh no, I've used the Deus. I think actually the last time I went out I used Deus. But I think between us when we go out, we've probably got kind of the top ones because Helen, you're currently using the Equinox, aren't you?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Ash has got Deus, ORX, Equinox. You've got Simplex in the boot of your car.
Yeah, I flip between the two because my first proper detector was the Safari, so I'm a Mine Lab girl.
Yeah, so we've got Yeah, we're quite fortunate that we can pick up pretty much.
No,
what we
he's
want.
quite fortunate that he turns up.
But by association,
Mm.
you're fortunate also. So think yourself lucky.
Right, okay.
So we can use whatever we want to use. But yeah, I've used Deus and the Cruiser, I think, the last couple of times I've been out. Looking forward to the Deus 2 and the Legend, though. That's exciting.
Yes. The one bit of news, actually, sorry for butting in, and you've just reminded me, the Nocta pinpointer.
Yeah.
Am I right in saying that the new stock will be compatible with the Simplex? There won't be any interference.
Yeah, it should be. So they've changed the frequency on it slightly. So we haven't had that stock in yet. It will come on our next batch, which is probably 3-4 weeks away, with the way Christmas shipping is at the minute. But yeah, I'll give it a test when it comes in. But yeah, Dilek done a live stream, I think, the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that should be quite cool. But of course, with the Simplex, you can just use the mute button anyway. But...
This is a Rob Random question.
Oh,
obviously, Helen doesn't know Rob
it's
Random.
past watershed.
Mate, honestly, it is a mint question. Does a landowner own the land all the way through to the centre of the earth? Helen, you can have that.
No,
Why?
because if you were to try and drill or dig all the way to the center of the earth, somebody would tell you that you're not allowed to.
Yeah, there'd be some ancient bylaw, I reckon, on West Berkshire Council. The same bylaw that they stop us from detecting on common land would be the same bylaw that says that, yeah, we own the top 3 inches or something.
Gareth Howard asks Helen, will you be at Blundell Park for Grimsby v Torquay?
I'm going to say the chances of that with the are slim. Been there. I have been there. It's one of the best views. If you sit in the away stand at the top, because you can see the sea behind. So if the game gets boring, you can just watch the coastline.
I can't imagine that a Grimsby Torquay game would be boring and you get distracted by the sea.
Pete, you know what's coming.
Alan, I'm a part owner of Chester. There you go.
Are you?
A pound bought in 95%.
I pay me £15 a year.
Yeah.
I like these lower league stories. It's quite heartwarming, isn't it?
Yeah, finally sacked our managers last week, thankfully. What do you think of the up-and-coming Deus 2, Pete?
Yeah, it looks exciting. Because there's so many. So if we rewind before Deus originally came out, Deus was a huge milestone in detecting technology. You'd suddenly gone from machines that were heavy, cumbersome, I'd almost say difficult to use, to suddenly from nowhere, this machine's come out that's super lightweight, completely wireless, easy to use, got programs built into it, really easy to use and understand programs. So I'm expecting the Deus 2 not to be kind of that jump, but certainly an evolution on what we've had before. Obviously with the multi-frequency, great that it's finally waterproof. Although I don't know how many people will go diving with it, but it's just that peace of mind. Because we get asked a lot actually with Deus, is it waterproof? No, it's not waterproof. Is it weatherproof? Well, yeah, it's weatherproof, but don't get too wet because you never know. So yeah, really looking forward to giving that one a go actually with the multi-frequency, the new rugged design of the remote. Should be a good product.
One final question from somebody called The Discriminator, Pete. Who's your favourite YouTuber?
Well, I know one of my least favourite, but I won't tell Chris who that is. I don't watch as much detecting YouTube as I should, but I like the LP channel. It just needs more content. That's kind of my own fault. But yeah, we've got, I mean, Dave, you've spoken to a lot of the YouTubers that we sponsor on here and offline as well. And we've got a great team. You touched on it earlier. How many emails do we get asking for free stuff? Yes, we get a lot. And we've kind of got a rule that if anyone asks for something, I can pretty much guarantee they won't get anything because we get asked for so many. So when we get a gap for someone that we'd like to sponsor or someone in the team, for us, it's really important that they fit the LP family that we've got because we get on really, really well. I don't want to say names because I'll forget someone and that's terrible. But yeah, we've got some really good LP sponsored YouTube creators, but not just YouTube, actually, Instagram, Facebook. Yeah, good little family. And Chris is all right, but he ain't found gold yet, so he's still.
You're so mean. You're so mean.
He's all right.
Chris, I like Chris. Chris is
neither have I, Pete.
No.
Well, I thought I did.
Yeah, but you don't have a YouTube channel encouraging people to detect, do you? Because you'll probably feel quite embarrassed if you were going out detecting all the time in Norfolk, one of the areas for biggest amount of treasure find, and you haven't found gold, because that'd be quite embarrassing, don't you think?
I appreciate that. I understand what you're saying, though. Yeah, I would be. I'd be royally embarrassed, to be honest.
Shamed, I think.
In fact, I would consider not making any more videos based on the fact that I've not found gold.
Stop, both of you.
Well, do you know what? And Chris would take this in the right way because we rib him all the time. But so the new copy of the Searcher magazine this month had a nice gold hoard on the front of it that was found in Norfolk. And so Welsh Ash does our artwork for the website. He sent me the picture. I said, "Oh look, another gold find in Norfolk that Chris hasn't found." And made me laugh anyway. But, yeah. He'll find it eventually.
He will. And then he'll make sure that he tells you. In fact, that he'll probably ask, can he come on the show to tell you?
I mean, to be honest, if I was him, I would have bought one by now and just pretended. Okay.
Well, anyway, it's been an absolute pleasure having you both on tonight. Pete, is there anything else, obviously, you want to throw in regarding any of the Black Friday deals, where people to go to?
Just go to our website, lpmetaldetecting.com. Buy it before it all sells. Thank you very much. You've been great.
Helen, any last words from yourself?
Yeah, please go to lpmetaldetecting.com. Buy some of Pete's shit, and then you can buy some new clothes.
What's wrong with my clothes? Look, do you know what? Today, so in a previous job, I used to work for Sports Direct. This is years ago. I've still got the ombre trousers. Look at that.
God.
Really wide, horrible.
I think his problem, Helen, might be going and buying rubbish T-shirts and getting people to sign them and put them on his wall instead.
Do you know
I've got I agree with that. I've got my American Pickers. I love that show. My American Pickers sweatshirt on. Are we all American Pickers fans?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I'm a wrestling fan, so I've got me Brody. What's the last name's gone? No, it's gone. Anyway, wrestler who's dead. There you go. So anyway,
what a lovely way to end the show. There we go. In appreciation for this dead wrestler.
Well, it's the T-shirt for the dead wrestler for the benefit of his family.
Okay. Well, there we go. That's lifted it slightly.
His name's Brody, but I can't remember his last name because I'm tired. Right. Anyway, Helen, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you tonight and actually knowing who you are without going, oh, for fuck's sake, when I realised who it was. Pete, thank you for coming on the show as ever. And you know, we were talking about lockdown hair the last time you were on the show. You actually had lockdown hair.
Yeah, I have. Well, I've got COVID hair now. So I've needed a haircut for
10 days.
A good month. I ain't taking my hat off. No, because I wouldn't have even washed it today because I've been in COVID lockdown. No, look, you can see how long it is.
Show us your hair.
I've got hat hair as well at the minute. So.
It's not that mad.
I know it is if I do. Look, it's pretty awful. Yeah. But there we go.
Oh dear.
Right. As I say, Helen, thanks for coming on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure. Keep up the good work of filling Pete's channel with content. And I look forward to, obviously, the 15th or 16th video that you do. Second video that you put up.
Yeah, when we've actually found something. But to find something, we've got to bother to go out.
Yeah.
So we will see your next video sometime next July then.
Yes. Yeah. I think an annual release. Fine.
We'll do something. We'll do something. This will be the kick up the butt for him.
There you go. Right. Thanks again. And thanks to everybody who's watched the show tonight and commented and joined in. Helen, again, pleasure to meet you properly. Pete, pleasure as always. And I will speak to you in the coming days, no doubt, to thank you off air. Back next week. Can't remember who's on. I'll get there. And we'll see you all the next week. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye.